So it's 4. The next one is, so the next one is 3 times 4, which was? And the next one is 4 times 5. Oh, sorry, the next one was 4 times 6. Alright. Now this one, there's T2 and that's T3. There's no common difference, is there? So I can't go from here to there and say, alright, this one is plus 2 and plus 2. Can I? That doesn't work. There's no common difference. I can't go from this one. Can I go from here and say 4 times 3 is 12, and this one times 3 gives me what is it? 24. That's not the case either, is it? So how do you find the TN formula?
40.
Now this is how you do it. So if you look up, please. First of all, we look at this direction. So what did we start off with? We started off with 2, and then it became
4.
3, and then it became 4. So that's a sequence, isn't it? 2, 3, 4. What's the first term in this sequence? So we have 2 sequences. We have the red sequence, that's the first sequence, and we have another sequence. The other sequence is going across this way. What's the first sequence there? 2. What's the second sequence?
4.
And the next one is? 6. So what we need to do now is we need to use the general formula for the first sequence here. Just keep looking up, you can take it down in a minute. And we need to get a general formula, looking up, for the second sequence. What do you think you do when you're finished, when you get to these two? Well, you've got a height. What do you usually do to get an area? You've got a height by a width. What do you think you'll do to these two formulas when you're finished? Multiply them to get the area. That's it. Because this formula is basically telling us the height of each one of these, isn't it? Yeah. This is the height formula. And this one is going to be the width formula. So if I multiply the height formula by the width formula, I'll get the formula for the area of each one of these. Alright. So what we'll do now is, what's A in this sequence?
2.
What's D? 1. We'll work it out now. Well, we'll work it out now. So 1 times n is n, isn't it? And 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. So now we've got 2 minus 1. So we've got n plus 1 is the sequence, isn't it? So just have a look at it, see if it's right. If we put in 1 in for n, 1 plus 1 is 2. If we put in 2 for n, 2 plus 1 is 3. If we put in 3 for n, 3 plus 1 is 4. So that's correct, isn't it? So that's the formula for our height. Now we'll do the formula for the width. What's A? 2. What's D, the difference? 2. 2 times n is?
2n.
2n. 2 times minus 1? Minus 2. What's 2 minus 2?
2.
0. So we're left with 2n. We'll check that. Right, so 2n. If I put in 1 for n, 1 times 2 is 2. If I put in 2 for n, I get 4. If I put in 3 for n, I get 6. Right, so they're the two formula. Now I need my, so that's my, we said that was my height formula, isn't it? And this is my width formula. So what's the area? Height by width. So the area formula. Yeah. So n plus 1 or 2n times n plus 1. 2n times n? 2n squared. And 2n times 1? It's 2n. Alright. Check the formula, see that it works. If I put in 1 here, 1 squared, you can key it into calculator, 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2, plus 2 times 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4 squares. If I put in 2, 2 squared is 4, times 2 is 8, and 2 times 2 is 4, plus 8 is 12. 12 squares. If I put in 3, 3 squared is 9, times 2 is 18, plus 6 is 24. So we'll get the next one. The next one should be 5 times 8, 40. So we put in 4, 4 squared is 16, times 2 is 32, plus 8 is 40. Right, so that's the formula for the area, the number of squares in each one of those.